We've got the MVAA team with us this Friday. And yes, we're going to continue the advocacy on driver license and the new articulated number plate. And I've got in the studio, as usual, the Director, Licensing and Records, Mrs. Tosin Adegun. Good morning to you. And good to have you in the studio today again.
It's good to be back.
And not forgetting Director Control and Regulations of Licensing, Mr. Ibrahim Bishi, also here with us this morning. Okay, well, at the other side. But then we have the Deputy Managing Director, Courtville Business Solutions PLC, Mr. Wale Shonaike. Good morning and good to have you in the studio this morning.
Good morning.
Yes, and we'll be talking auto reg on the program this morning. All right, so continuing the advocacy on driver license and new articulated number plate this morning, MVAA edition of your side mirror. That's where I want to put it. Now, I'm going to start with, Mrs. Tosin Adegun. Now, I'd like to have you do a brief introduction on the new articulated number plate for the militaries out there who will just be hearing this for the first time.
Thank you. The articulated number plate came into being when the federal government decided that in order for us to get have a robust database of all these articulated and allied vehicles, they decided to now dedicate a special number to this vehicle, so that at any point in time, if anything happens with any of this articulated or trucks or tankers, you can immediately from the number plate know the type of vehicle and all the details of the vehicle. It used to be that articulated and allied vehicles used to run with the red commercial number plates.
Okay.
And there were instances in the past when just by parking an articulated vehicle, anybody could take that red number plate and use on any other commercial vehicle.
Okay.
But as it is now, the articulated number plate will state if that a vehicle is a truck, if it's a tanker, and if it's a trailer. So at any point in time, you will know which of those vehicles is moving on the road and which of them is actually parked. And if they're parked, nobody can take a trailer number plate and use on a commercial. The police and all law enforcement agents will be able to, get detailed data on that particular vehicle.
All right. So, but what led to this new development, if I may ask? Why this new development, in summary?
Like I said in my early accidents, road accidents, there are tankers, there are actually some vehicles that come into the country, and people change the use of those vehicles. But by the chassis, when you come to register with us, by the chassis of that vehicle, we will know if what it is actually meant for, what you brought it into the country for, and that is what will determine us giving you the number plate. You're not going to bring a trailer head and say that it's a pickup van. Do you understand?
I understand.
So and with the newly designed articulated number plate, we would have a robust data, like I said before, a robust database on trailers, on tankers, and on trucks. They are actually, each is segregated, so you can actually get the data on them. It's an initiative of the federal government, through the Joint Tax Board and the FRSC, so that we will be able to control those vehicles and what they're used for, and even limit the instances of accidents
and road mishaps. All right, then, so now let's look at the number plates now. How can one identify these new number plates? Is it by their colors or their registration numbers?
Yes,
tell us, please.
It's the articulated number plate starts with a T.
The T.
However, on top of the number plate, if it's a trailer, you will see it designated a trailer.
Oh, okay. So it's stated there.
It's stated there. If it's a truck, it will be a truck. And then, if it's a tanker, it will be stated that it's a tanker. So it starts with a T and a red T, then with the digits.
With the digits,
and
okay.
the local government. Yes, thank you.
All right, then. So remember, we still have the Deputy Managing Director, Courtville Business Solution PLC, Mr. Wale Shonaike, with us in the studio. And Mr. Wale, I'd like you to, briefly, tell us, how can one acquire this new number plate? What's the process like? And okay, maybe I should let.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. The new process for vehicle registration is very easy, and it's not particularly different from the model that is in place before the introduction of the articulated number plate.
Okay.
However, one thing that is very clear is that going forward, trucks, trailers, and tankers will not have the same numbers like other commercial vehicles. The red numbers have been separated for this type of vehicles.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two.
So we have colors too.
We have colors too.
Okay.
Yeah. Number two, at the point of renewal, you will have to get a new number plate. It's not an issue of, I've been using this trailer or this truck, I want to continue to use the number. No. By the introduction of the articulated number plate, every truck, trailer, or tanker will get this new number plate, and there are three there are three. The number plate is in triplets.
Okay.
So you have one in front of the vehicle, you have one at the back of the head of the truck, and you have one attached to the back of the tanker or trailer. So at any point in time, if it's disjointed, you will see the three numbers in separate attachment. That's another one. Number three, when you go for a renewal, you will have to acquire this new articulated number plate. And at that point, you have to submit all your documents, and you'll be issued the new articulated number plate at the licensing stations. This will take place in the licensing stations of the Lagos State Motor Vehicle Administration agencies. And you submit the old number plate, you get the new one after paying the statutory fee that is expected to be paid, and you will be issued the new auto-reg vehicle license document with which you can move your vehicle in and around Lagos or in and around Nigeria, wherever you may be. It's first of its kind, and Lagos is starting with the initiative, and we expect that other states will join as we move ahead.
All right, thank you so much for that one. It was quite enlightening, I must say. But then, now you talked about submission of documents, presenting some documents. Now, what kind of documents are we talking about here? Let me let Mrs. Adegun answer this question.
Like Mr. Shonaike said, if you're coming in to renew your vehicle license,
yes,
for your commercial number plate that is attached to your articulated vehicle or allied vehicle, you will submit that old vehicle license.
Okay.
You will also submit your proof of ownership. We need to see it that you are the original owner,
okay,
of that vehicle, and for that you will be required to fill a form, okay, stating details of
the vehicle,
of the vehicle, and your details if it's an individual owner.
Okay.
If it's a corporate body, we have the forms like that. So that's it. That's for the conversion, because now you're converting your old commercial number plate to the new articulated number plate. But for the new registration, you would bring in all. If you brought the vehicle into the country, you will bring in the bill of lading and the receipt and all shipping documents.
Okay.
And then you will also bring your passport photograph. If it's a corporate body, it will be the passport photograph of that person, the authorized person. Maybe the logistics director. You will be the passport photograph. If it's an individual, then you will be bringing your own passport photograph, and then we'll look at the documents, and then the officer, whatever station you're at, the officer takes it from there, and then like Mr. Shonaike said, in a few hours you get your number plate.
Now the question here now I'm going to ask is, do you have this number plate in all your stations? Can it be acquired at any of your stations?
Yes,
in its entirety?
Yes, and that is in order to facilitate the process of conversion, especially we have distributed all the number plates to all our stations.
So are you saying that this ultra-red, this process now which you've shed light on, is it the same for the tankers too and the trucks? Now if I own a truck now as an individual and I'm not going to be using it for any commercial purpose, do I need to go through this process of registration?
If you're going to,
now would I register it as a commercial, or
if you own a truck and you intend to ply the roads of Lagos State with that truck, you would need to get an identity for that truck, which is the articulated number plate. It doesn't matter if you're using it for commercial purposes or not. We want to know that you have a truck that is duly registered with the Lagos State government.
So this is exceptional for truck owners, trailers, and tanker owners, whether or not you're using it for commercial purpose,
even if it's stationary, because even taking it from the port to your destination, you requires that you have a tag on it, like an identity. But that's talk for another day. But you would be required to have this registration done, properly done. Then you can keep it. And decide whatever you want to do with it in the future.
All right. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It is Ultra Reg with MVAA with Your Side Mirror this Friday, as we've been doing it for some time now, and I've got with me in the studio Director of Licensing and Records, Mrs. Tosin Adegun, and we have a Deputy Managing Director, Courtville Business Solutions PLC, Mr. Wale Shonaike, and we'll be concentrating on Ultra Reg just in a bit. And also around the corner is the Director Control and Regulations of Licenses, Mr. Ibrahim Bishi. All right, then, so let's talk about Ultra registration now in its entirety. Now, let's look at other vehicles apart from articulated trucks now. Now, what's the process now for someone out there now who doesn't really have an eye there, or who's not been driving, has no idea what to do, who just got a car and has no idea how to go about it now? How would you, what advice would you give to such a person so that he or she doesn't eventually have his vehicle impounded, maybe due to, you know, the fact that it's not been registered or he's not having the proper documents with him?
Okay, thank you very much. The auto reg in itself is nothing new again. It's been in Lagos since 2006.
Okay. And
that's going to 14 years now. And I guess we are all familiar with it if you have a vehicle, one way or the other. But if you are just acquiring a vehicle, of course, you know that you can't put that vehicle on the road without proper documentation. Otherwise, we call it registration. For you to register your vehicle, there are procedures for that. And the first thing you need to do is familiarize yourself with this procedure, and it's very straightforward. You can either go on the Courtville website to check, or go to MVAA, Lagos State Motor Vehicle Administration portal to check the procedures. That's one. Two, there are over 250 processing outlets in and around Lagos where you can get all this vehicle documentation in place. There are people that we call client service representative, registered by MVAA for this purpose. Then, of course, Courtville is very easy. It's a phone call away. If you go into our website, info@courtville.com, courtvillegroup.com, you can get information about how to get your vehicle registered. Apart from that, you also need the basic document as explained by Mrs. Adegun, which are vehicle documentations that we have used in importing that vehicle, starting from the bill of lading to the ownership document and identification of the owners and everything that has to do with the vehicle in terms of engine number, chassis number, all this detailed information. And once you have them complete, of course, you need to provide identification of the owner, which will be attached in the proper registration. The registration takes place in the licensing stations. And then once you do the registration, you can subsequently renew in any of the auto-reg outlets or online, real-time, which is the new model that Autoreg and MVAA is bringing onto the table now, that from the comfort of your home, you will be able to renew vehicle documentation going forward. However, the first registration must take place in the licensing station because there is need to physically inspect these vehicles to be sure that the engine number you have quoted and the chassis number, otherwise called VIN number, is also confirmed to be correct. And MVAA worked in conjunction with the vehicle inspection office to be sure that Lagos is not particularly adrift from what is happening around the world. If a vehicle comes in from abroad, there is a way we can check on the system and be sure from the country of origin, the chassis number that comes in with that vehicle is documented. There is a particular program with which we can check and verify that. And the Autoreg, of course, has also been able to eliminate the issue of change of ownership that is not properly done. If a vehicle is moving from Mr. A to B, there are proper procedures and documents that you need to present. There will be proper change of ownership that must be done, or transfer of ownership. This is done in conjunction with MVAA because you need to properly do things right.
Absolutely.
Lagos is a leading light in this respect, and I think other states are beginning to follow because Lagos has also initiated that process to be sure that everything is done in the proper way, and you can walk away and be free that the vehicle you are driving, nobody is going to molest you. The police will look at your document and you can see. Beyond that, of course, we are in a digital age. We have this Autoreg inspector that has been designed and developed that are used by enforcement agents to be able to verify vehicle from a site. You can key in the vehicle registration number and you are able to see, to know who owns the vehicle, when last was registered, if it's renewed, up to date, you see it. And the Autoreg, in conjunction with Lagos State and MVAA and the Ministry of Science and Tech, has also improved further to make sure that without stopping vehicle to check, you can actually pass through specific locations in Lagos and the camera will pick the vehicle and we scan through the system because we have a robust database that has been built over the last 12 years or 13 years that is able to bring out immediately who owns the vehicle. We don't need, that's why you see less of enforcement agents running after vehicle owners. Even if you beat traffic these days, the camera will just take your picture and you get notification thereafter that you beat traffic at a point in time and this is your fine, you need to pay it. There is adequate record in place in Lagos State, and the MVAA is working in conjunction with Autoreg and the Ministry of Science and Tech to be sure that we do things using technology to advance the process for motor vehicle documentation and administration in the state.
All right, and Mr. Wale Shonaike, Deputy Managing Director, Courtville Business Solutions PLC. Now, a quick one, traffic-wise, remember that the movement along the Apapa corridor has improved, coming in from Ijara Lokba, moving towards Apapa, and from the CFAX end now, trying to connect Total down towards Apapa. It has improved a whole lot compared to what it was looking like some hours back. But the Costain corridor still busy this morning, majorly due to the effect of the traffic that was being experienced from the Joral Lokba, CFAX areas now. And I understand that Costain roundabout movement is still on the high side, but then gradually subsiding. Now, for motorists flying the Lagos-Bokusa Express from the toll gate end, you're going to experience a busy moving traffic through Adegun to MJ down to Moshalashi, and that is due to construction work ongoing around that corridor, and of course counterflow being carried out by the traffic managers from the MJN towards Moshalashi to look out for that area. And of course, yes, we are yet to get the latest on the impediment at Mero Inward Ijaye, which has also added to the mix. All right, so I will be talking about these areas as we continue to interact with the guys in the control room, and not forgetting I will be taking some calls too from the traffic managers. All right, and so remember, it's Traffic Radio 961. You want to catch the program on YouTube even afterwards, and on Facebook. Yes, you could watch us live on Facebook at Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. That's on Facebook. We are Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and our website remains www.trafficradio961.ng. We'll be taking going on a very quick break now. 1 or 2 messages, and when we come back, we'll open the phone lines for you. It's MVAA with Your Side Mirror. It is beautiful and feel good Friday morning. All right, so I'm going to be opening up the phone lines for you to call in. You want to throw out your questions to Mrs. Tosin Adegun. Remember, she is the Director, Licensing and Records, MVAA. And we've also got Mr. Wale Shonaike, I beg your pardon. He's the Deputy Managing Director, Courtville Business Solutions PLC. All right, so focusing on auto registration, the process, and how it works. All right, so I've got some messages already on WhatsApp. Remember, you can also interact with us via WhatsApp. Yes, on 0809 9120 777. I want to put a call through to us here in the studio. It's 0809 9120 777. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning to you. What's your name and your location?
Yeah, Latif calling from Surulere.
Latif from Surulere. Okay.
Yes. Please, I lost one of my plate number to flood this last Saturday. So I want to confirm the process of getting another one. Getting a plate number precisely, not the double. Not the process.
Okay. All right. Maybe let's put the calls together so we can take them on. Okay. All right, Latif. Listen through your radio. She will give you solutions to your issues. All right, then 0809 9120 777. That is 0809 9120 777. Hello. All right, then so Latif from Surulere says he lost his plate number to the flood, and he wants to know how we can acquire a new one. What's the process?
Thank you, Mr. Latif. We have a station at Alaka. Since you're in Surulere, you would need to go to our Alaka station and take the one that is not lost, the number plate with you. You take it with your proof of ownership certificate and your vehicle license, and take it to the station manager there. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do just one plate for you. We always reprint in pairs, so you will be getting a new pair, and you will submit the one that is not lost to us. So by the time you take it, and I think it shouldn't take you more than three working days to get another pair, because you are replacing the old one, the lost one, and so please go to our Alaka station and go to the station manager there.
All right, let's see if we can gather more calls, put more calls together. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. All right, then I think we lost the connection there. Now, we've got some messages on WhatsApp already. And this one here says, what does it take to do change of ownership, and how long does it take for private vehicles specifically?
Private vehicle. Okay, now the change of ownership is is he buying from someone that has used the car in Nigeria? Let's take that. If he is buying from someone that has used, he will need to get a letter stating that there's a
change of ownership,
sale, a transfer, yes. And also he would need to do a sworn affidavit. And then he would also need to bring in the proof of ownership certificate of that vehicle. No, not that vehicle. He's using it on another car. Right. Okay. So that because the license, the previous owner, the license, the number plate belongs to him. He owns the proof of ownership.
Yes.
So all he wants to do is bring in the receipt and the letter, and then this one affidavit, and he goes to our station.
Okay.
And they start the change of ownership process for him.
All right, and that one is from a testimony via the WhatsApp platform. So let's take more calls. Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Mohammed. I'm calling from Ikeja. Solo.
Emmanuel, calling from Ikeja.
Yeah.
All right, go on, Emmanuel. Go on with your question.
Hello, sir.
Go on, Emmanuel. Okay, then I guess it's not ready for us yet. All right, then 0809 9120777. That is 0809 9120777. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to you. What's your name and your location?
My name is Barbara.
Barbara, okay.
Yes, please, I just want to find out if I'm to sell my old car to someone, what are the things I need to do? I have an old car I want to sell it.
Okay. I presume this old car is already registered. So, what it is that the number plates on that car you wouldn't have to retain; they are yours, and all you would need to do is give the person a receipt and a letter stating that you have sold the car to him or her.
Okay, as simple as that for Barbara. Okay, then. So now looking at this one here. A message here that reads, "Good morning, MVAA. Can I get a Lagos number plate for a new vehicle from Abuja? Is it possible for him to get a Lagos number plate for a new vehicle from Abuja?" A
new vehicle from
Abuja,
not registered yet.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he can.
Okay, but what if that's been registered?
No, he can't.
He can't.
He cannot.
A vehicle number is personalized.
So
a number is attached to the owner of the vehicle, and the vehicle belongs to you, and you are using it in Abuja. If you relocate to Lagos, that same number is still valid in the lifetime of that vehicle. You can only change the vehicle number plate if you are selling it to someone else. You can remove the number, and you drop the previous number you are using, and the new person will take up a new number because numbers plate have been personalized to individual in the state. But if you are using a number plate and you are tired and you want to change to a Lagos because Lagos is prime, I guess MVA can work around that such a way that you are still the same person that is using the vehicle, and you want to change the number you are using in Abuja. The change of ownership is not taking place, but you are only requesting for a new number. You must approach MVA, the licensing station.
You go through the normal process.
To certify that I'm the previous owner. I don't want to use this number again. But that number, now you have to submit it to MVA and apply for a new one, which we now proper documentation must take place. But Lagos will not do it alone because Abuja must be carried along. The number plate is Abuja number plate. It's been registered, is in the record of Abuja and in the National Vehicle Information System, and there has to be a sync between the Lagos and Abuja and then holders of these vehicle details.
To complete this kind of process, we would not even advise that you go to any of our stations. We would advise that you come to the headquarters. And then yes, when you come to the headquarters, we'll be able to look at it, and then we'll find out why you just want to drop the Abuja number to take on the Lagos number, and then we would have, like Mr. Shonaike said, have to get in touch with Abuja to find out what's going on, because you see, if we we leave that kind of venue open, if we leave that kind of room open, we will be leaving it open to a lot of things. Some people, be irregular, and people will abuse it. That's so it would have to be a special case.
Okay then. All right, 0809-9120-777. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
A very good morning to you. What's your name and your location, please?
I am Chief Remy Ogungbemi.
Chief Remy Ogungbemi.
The Chairman Association of Maritime Truck Owners.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Go on, please.
Yeah, what you are saying has to do with our truck. And we were invited when the exercise was launched by the IS MVAA here. MVAA, yes. And in my opinion, I will want more clarification. And what are the clarifications the timing? What will it cost to change the number to get the new registration number for the articulated truck? Number two, what value will this new number add to the operation of our vehicle? Then 3, I will advise that we shouldn't do something that will add more to the cost of running the truck. If the amount is much, from experience, it will be seen as maybe a way of running after revenue. No, we need to generate revenue. So I will advise that the amount be minimized. But that this amount is much. This is where you see people start looking for how to cut corners on how to get the registration. So please, in as much as I agree with whatever state is doing, we need to support getting to the area which we think that it will be too difficult for us. We can come up with a please support and just and amend it. But at the same time, let me something that will be easy to get, so one will not be scrambling to get it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Remy Ogungbemi. Right, and Chief Remy is the Chairman, Association of Maritime Truck Owners, Amato. Now, he asked the first question here. He wants, what does it take to do a new registration, to get a new registration number for articulated trucks? And he wants to know the process and the value it will add to the vehicle. I don't know if you want to answer that question now.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for calling in, and thank you for coming in when we had the stakeholders meeting. Like I said earlier on, it's an initiative of the federal government, the Joint Tax Board, and FRC. And before this was number plate was designed, they had a series of stakeholders meeting, and to get a new articulated number plate, you would need to bring all the shipping documents that your trucks came in with, and you would need to also give us passport photographs of the authorized personnel for in charge of the logistics in whatever organization it is. And if it's an individual, just a passport, your own passport photograph, 2 passport photographs. The value that this will add is that at any point in time, if you, let's say, Chief Ogungbemi, you have 10 trucks, we would be giving you number plates that are specifically designed for your trucks, and it will state on it that it's a truck. The number plate is designed for a truck. So at any point in time, nobody can take. You know, there used to be in the past people unscrewing number plates from vehicles and using it to go and perpetrate evil with other vehicles. That cannot be done now. And you would also be having this number plates in a series. It's serialized. It will be coming to you. So you have a good organization of your vehicles. You would have, say you have a logbook, you would have all the information on that logbook, and you would know that T0001 to T10 or 0010 belongs to you.
Okay.
And that's for Chief Ogungbemi, not anybody else,
okay,
or whatever your organization is.
It's a proper identification.
A proper identification. So it secures your truck. It's the security aspect of it that is paramount. And it is also what actually informed the decision to have this number plates designed for this articulated and allied trucks, and allied vehicles, because of the past. Because in the past there were a lot of accidents and a lot of anomalies. Yes, so that's the value it will be adding to your trucks, secured. It will be securing your truck, and the price is uniform across the nation.
Okay.
And it's we have a regulatory body, like I said, Joint Tax Board. They initiate the price, and you would please come in, sir, to any of our stations near to you, and you will see the price displayed, and then you can also call in and find out more. So thank you very much.
All right. Because of our time now, how can the listeners out there get in touch with MVAA or get in touch with you after the program, for more inquiries? Okay, then.
We have a phone number
yes,
that we have always called off every time that we come on air, and we would give you the number just in a minute.
All right, and Mr. Wale Shonaike, all right, because of our time, I may not be able to, throw more questions to you, time not being on our side this morning. But then, after the program, you could send us a message via WhatsApp on 0809-9120-777, and we'll definitely pass the numbers across to you. You've got questions or further inquiries to ask concerning your vehicle registration and licensing. But then we have the numbers to call here: 0705 655 7484. That is 0705 655 7484. And with that, we've come to the end of another edition of MVAA with your side mirror. And of course, Mike James has been your host. And a very big thank you to Mrs. Tosin Adegun. She is the Director, Licensing and Records for MVAA. Thank you very much for being on the program today.
Thank you
not forgetting Mr. Wale Shonaike, Deputy Managing Director, Courtville Business Solutions PLC. Thank you very much, Mr. Wale, for being here today. And we also have the Director, Control and Regulations of Licensing, Mr. Ibrahim Bishi. Yes, big props going out to you. And also Mrs. Folake Demirin Ilori, Director of Public Affairs, MVAA. She's been with us here too in the background for logistics. Thank you so much for being here as well. And to Korede Bamishile for production, a big thank you going out to you. And not forgetting our executive producer, Mr. Tayo Akonle. All right, then, MVAA will be here next week Friday, yes, for another edition with your side mirror.